Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm trying to film a couple of videos today before my phone reaches the end of its natural life. I made the mistake of installing the latest software update, and now everything is, yeah, it's fun. And by fun, I mean really annoying and should be illegal. But hopefully this will work anyway. So today I'm doing the books I got for Christmas. Basically, I went home for Christmas, so I got some as Christmas gifts, and then some I went to a local bookstore in Saskatoon, which has the world's weirdest and most obnoxious organizational system, but I found some good books all the same. And then food. Chocolate, mostly. Lots and lots of chocolate. Because books and chocolate are really all I need for Christmas, and then I'm set. So the first book I got is The Country Under My Skin, A Memoir of Love and War by Gioconda Belli. She's from Nicaragua. Unlikely revolutionary. She was introduced to an underground Sandinista organization. Yeah, so she kind of abandoned her upper class family life for becoming a revolutionary. Apparently she met Fidel Castro. Okay. Exiled in Mexico and Costa Rica. Eventually married an American. That doesn't seem very revolutionary, but what the heck. Discovering her true self and of a nation grappling with its destiny. So yeah, apparently it's quite good. It's got good reviews. Poetic is often used to describe it, so that should be fun. And I need more books from Central Asia. This one, excuse me. I also need more books from Africa, so this is for that. So this is Bound to Violence, a novel by Yambo Ouologuem. He is from Mali. That's a very dark cover. Something like that. It's his first novel, and apparently everybody was amazed and astonished by how incredible it was. So it's an exuberant mock epic of the bloody history of a real but imaginary African empire. So as I understand it, it's real in the way that, like, The Handmaid's Tale is real. Like, everything has actually happened in some country at some point. And this is sort of like that, I think, where the stories are real, except it's an imaginary African nation. But really, there has been much violence. So, yeah, this is from Epic. 1980, no, sorry, getting my numbers mixed up, 1968. Not 86. This is why I always had trouble in math class. Malian novel explores its enduring literary power and the racist plagiarism scandal that devastated its author. Don't really know much about that. It is a critical edition, so I think there are notes or something in the back. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, he was born into an aristocratic family, apparently. He studied in Paris, but doctor in sociology. He's a poet as well. And this was translated by an American translator from the French. So that is from Mali. And there are some countries where it's hard to find books in English. Mali was one of them. I mean, I probably could have found books in French because, you know, colonialism. Then I got Black Cranes, Tales of Unquiet Women. This is a collection of horror or horror-ish, eerie, creepy stories from Southeast Asian women. Some of them are American now, but not all of them. So they're from the Philippines. There's a Malaysian Chinese author who lives in Australia, a Chinese New Zealander, a Japanese woman who lives in the US, Indonesia. I mentioned the Philippines already. Thailand, I think she lives in the US now too. Singapore, Chinese, yeah. So East and Southeast Asia are where all the contributors are from. And basically it as I understand it, wanted to push back against some of the, you know, like Orientalist ideas of Asian women being quiet and submissive and all that sort of thing. And so these ones they get weird, apparently. And I think in one of their bios at the back, was it the Malaysian author? I can't remember. It might have been the Malaysian author who said something about having spent some time there as a child. She was used to spirits just being around and about. That wasn't unusual. So yeah, it is. What does it say? A unique collection of stories which dissect their experience of otherness. Is a dark and intimate exploration of what it is to be a perpetual outsider. So that sounds fascinating. So I'm looking forward to that. And chocolate. The chocolate I got for Christmas is gone now. Whoops. I did get chocolate at the bookstore is next to a store called Saskatoons, which features both food and just other products, pottery, magnets, soap, candles, all sorts, made by Saskatchewan creators. And every time I go there, I have to stock up on my Saskatoon berry products. So I got Saskatoon berry tea because it makes just the best iced tea in the summer. Saskatoon berry chocolates. And also, they had some Moose Jaw factory fudge, which is the best fudge I've ever eaten. I used to work there when I was just out of high school and still lived in Moose Jaw. Yes, there's a town called Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. There are lots of weird names in Saskatchewan towns. Anyway, so some of that is gone now, but some of it I've still got. Then I found At Night All the Blood is Black by David Diop. So he is Senegalese, I believe. And this book was the winner of the 2021 International Booker Prize, which I feel like I should pay more attention to, because I pay this much attention to the original Booker. And I feel like I should pay more attention to the international one, because I'd probably like it. Anyway. Something or other, Senegalese man fighting French army, World War I. His friend is mortally wounded in battle and begs him to kill him and spare him the pain of a long death in no man's land. But he can't do it. After that, he begins to lose touch with reality and wants to avenge the death of his friend. So it's an exploration of where he goes physically, emotionally, psychologically after that. Yeah, didn't know there were Africans in World War I trenches. Apparently there were. So yeah, it's gotten really good reviews. I mean, it won the International Booker. Incantatory, that is a really hard to read font. So incantatory and visceral, I don't think I'll ever forget it. Okay, so that'll be fun. Then I've heard of this book before by Shokoofeh, Azar, The Enlightenment of the Greengage Tree. So she is an Iranian author. This is from Europa Editions. Spellbinding, it's called. Masterfully suspends the laws of reality while rooted in the harsh truth of a revolution gone wrong. This is one of the most powerful, magical realist novels to emerge from modern Iran. And I do love reading books from the Middle East, and I like magical realism, so should be good. The writing is ravishing, simmeringly poetic. Even as the story progresses and the mood darkens, the narrator holds beauty as close as a talisman. Sounds good to me. Then this has been on my list for some time. I feel like it's been out for a while. Yeah, 2002, so pardon me, over 20 years. This is Bliss by O.S. Livaneli, which sounds like an Italian name, but actually he's Turkish. He's one of Turkey's most prominent authors, and a composer, and was an elected member of their parliament. Cool. Oh, Orhan Pamuk blurbed this. Cool. Yeah, this one is, it's like, I don't know, I guess you could say a modern Turkish classic. Seems like a reasonable description. A gripping contemporary story that gets behind stereotypes of exotic Islam to reveal the diversity of individual people and the secrets, lies, cruelty, and love in family, friendship, and public life. Lush scenes of Turkish life, nuanced depictions of characters in their lives, yada yada. So basically a girl in Eastern Anatolia, and I haven't read a lot set in Eastern Turkey. Most of the Turkish books I've read, I think, are set in Istanbul or thereabouts. Sorry, I have my perpetual I'm allergic to the air in Alberta cough. It's super fun. She is raped and condemned to death for shaming the family. She just wants to smack some people. Somebody's asked to carry out the honor killing. Excuse me. But her cousin takes her to Istanbul. Another troubled soul, journey of transformation, etc., etc. Crossed paths and interwoven destinies. 3 characters. Portrayal of traditional and modern day Turkey that no reader will soon forget. So, yeah. Looking forward to that one. And then the last book I got there was Gone Viking, a travel saga, because I'm going to Iceland this year. I never go anywhere because I work for nonprofits and can never afford to go anywhere. I really, someday, for like maybe the last 10 years of my working life or something, just need to work for a for-profit and save up enough money to travel to a few more places. But anyway, sorry, small coughing break. This one, so this guy went, it's a travelogue with beautiful imagery. It's got a lot of really good reviews, although I do get annoyed when it's just blurbs on the back, because basically he goes to all the places that the Vikings were at one point. So the first section is departure, Cornwall, St. Ives, some places that I assume are in the UK that I don't know. Those are in the UK too. Kingsware, Brixham, Torquay, I don't know these names. Plymouth, Dartmouth, that's in the UK, isn't it? Cotswolds, Glasgow. Okay, so now we're up to Scotland. The North Sea with the Orkney Islands, and then Iceland. So it's mostly the Iceland section that I want to read first, and then if I like that, then I'll probably read the rest of it. Highlands, so Reykjavik back to Skye and Edinburgh, and a few other places in Scotland. Hey, Guay. Oh, in the Pacific. I don't know if they were ever in the Pacific. I'm not sure what that chapter's about. Scandinavia, so Oslo, Copenhagen, Stockholm, a couple other places. The Mediterranean, Turkey, Tuscany, Spain, and Paris. Norse, UK, Dublin, York, Oxford. Return to Cornwall, London. Arctic, return to Iceland, return to Greenland, Greenland to, I assume some of these are the names of things in either Greenland, Iceland, or Newfoundland. Oh yeah, there's, and then the New World, Newfoundland, Finland. So yeah, someday, on my traveling list of things I may or may not ever get to, there is a place in Newfoundland where Vikings settled, and there are some old ruins there that I'd like to go see at some point, which would be fun. So that was Christmas books and chocolate. I did today just stop in at my local H Mart, which is probably very boring for Asian people who go there all the time, if people go there all the time, but I don't usually. But my sister-in-law's mom taught me how to make sushi over Christmas, and so I'm actually gonna make not sushi, but onigiri, I think it's called, rice balls. I'm gonna make rice balls one of these days. So I went and got furikake. Apologies for any and all pronunciations. This is the bonito and nori and sesame seeds one. And then I found, while I was there, this is, does it have the English on here? Or possibly not. Dashi, it's a dashi powder. So it's powdered bonito, powdered kelp, MSG, salt, sugar. And it's in these little like tube packages. So you just take one tube for your whatever you're making. And sometimes I'm too lazy to make my own dashi. I could. It's not hard. It just takes time and I need to just get up and do it. But I don't always. So that is very handy. Then, because I'm lazy and it was right there, I got a rice roll frame. I was just gonna like hand roll rice balls, but you know, this will be fun. I will play. And what is this? Radishes. Preserved radish. Just ordinary package of pickled radish, which I'd never had before. And I don't usually like pickled things when they're like Eastern European, like German, Ukrainian, which is the stuff that mostly my ancestors mostly ate, because oh, it's strong. They let it ferment all winter and it gets, wow, too much for me. But Japanese fermented products, pretty good. So that was my collection of Christmas and Christmas adjacent goodies. I hope everybody had wonderful holiday times, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.